So, the other day I was going around the Battle.net forums and I saw some good questions. So I figured I'll try to answer those questions in a video. So let's just hop straight into it. We have the Protoss discussion category. How do you stop early game widowmines? A question by Gandhi. I have lost the last 9 games in a row against Terran. No matter what I make, he early game widowmine drops into my base. Even if I defend it successfully and don't lose a single unit, then in comes the mass MMM and I don't have the resources to build enough units to fight back. They focus fire the batteries and it's GG. I have tried a million different build orders and I cannot stop this. Can someone post some replays of them beating a Diamond 3 Terran or higher that does this, please? Then we have the response from EU Goldie Han. Widow mines are cancer. You have to either get an ops out or put a cannon down somewhere. Place a shield battery near the probes and use the overcharge. He gives 3 suggestions here and 2 of those are incorrect. Now I could just tell you guys that they are incorrect, but we can also test them. The first suggestion by our friendly forum visitor was to get a cannon. Let's see how a cannon does against a mine drop. 1, 2, 3. Three probes remain alive and all the mines die. However, that's still about 15 to 16 probes lost. And theoretically the Terran could even pick up widow mine number 2 and 3 before they would die after they shot. So this was not a good suggestion by a forum visitor. Solution 2 was to get an observer. Let's see how that does against a triple mine drop.
Here's your stop.
15 probes died and the observer died as well. On top of that, the Terran keeps all of his mines alive and can happily move into a dead space to come back later on when you build a couple of extra workers. This also was not a good suggestion. The final suggestion was to use a battery and press overcharge. Let's see how that works against a mine drop.
Now what?
We use overcharge.
Dropping off.
Once again, we drop the mines. Oh,
Picking up or dropping
kind of messed that up. Overcharge still active though, so too bad. Seems like the battery can't heal a unit that dies in one shot, either against the splash or the straight up attack. Similar to the observer, all your probes die depending on the targeting. I guess the only thing better here is that you don't lose an observer because you didn't have it floating above your mineral line. This suggestion is better than the observer. Nice. The answer I would suggest is to pull your workers away and have a couple of units nearby to kill them afterwards. So imagine we see a mine drop coming in.
flight's here.
Pull your workers away.
Picking up or dropping off.
As they're burrowing. From a distance, in combination with an observer, you can shoot the mines. If you don't have an observer and your opponent doesn't have an armory, another thing you can do is you can send in a single worker to trigger the mine and it will become visible. It only becomes visible if it doesn't have this red thing above it. With this red thing, it means the armory is done and they will remain invisible. In that case, you'll need an observer, revelation, or a cannon. This is your real answer. Alright, with this problem solved, let's answer the question. Hello, my friend. Pull away workers, use observers plus stalkers to target down widow mines without triggering them. If you do not have detection, instead send in single probes to trigger the mines so you can take them out afterwards. Cheers, Kevin. Nice. Alright, with that answer posted, let's just quickly go back to the regular forums and one of the top threads. Unplayable trash. That seems like a constructive thread of criticism for Blizzard. This game is no longer playable due to the horrible state of balance and map hackers all over the ladder. Zergs cannot beat Protoss anymore, so they are map hacking and resorting to Zergling run-bys the split second there is an opening or an army moves out. You can clear out all their scouts and they will still be able to perform this simple task, which is somehow enough to swing the entire game. If the Zerg is not map hacking, they will get utterly demolished every single time versus Protoss. Nothing about this game is remotely enjoyable. It is literally one massive display of gimmicks. No strategy is involved anymore. Let's have a look at the responses. Will you be playing a different game, says the Falcon, with 828 posts on this forum. Jonas, 1417 posts. Have you even been playing StarCraft 2 up until now? This game never had much strategy and was always about gimmicks. The only reason you are noticing it now is because the balance will never change and the hard meta, capital M, has settled. This is the fate of all games. By the way, this game is now the most balanced it has ever been. It is just that that balance is horrible to play with, because you are forced into abusing mechanics to win, rather than the flavor of the patch super builds. Okay. So what this guy is saying is that the only way that Zerg can beat TOS is through map hacking and Zergling counterattacks. Now, there is a trick actually to beat Zergling counterattacks that has been hidden from the general public for a very long time. And I actually want to show it to you guys here. The Protoss players around me don't want me to show it to you. But they ain't here. Let's hop quickly into the game, guys. I'm about to show you guys a secret of the Magma Murum. It's the big wall in Latin. When you move out, you keep a unit in your wall. And then when the run-by comes in, look at that. It holds it. Now, if you're afraid of losing that unit, you can even wall behind it. But while you're attacking, you can go absolutely ham. Look at that. These links, hundreds of links, doing absolutely nothing, while our adepts are owning the other side of the map. Complete destruction. Another problem solved. Alright, this is also a wrap. Make a wall, put a unit in it. Should do the trick. Good luck on the ladder, Kevin. Nice. 2 problems solved in less than 10 minutes. Let's see if we can do one more. Alright, we're back on the main page. Let's try to get into the most reasonable of places. The Terran discussion forum. And let's see. Terran completely broken. Solid all purpose. How to counter Mass Void Ray. It seems that Viking could not do anything to Void Ray. How to deal with it? Question mark. Extra Slain, 9 posts. Zebra, 100 posts. Vikings are surprisingly bad versus Void Rays, since the Rays now have the speed upgrade. I would say get Marines plus Drilling Claw Mines, plus turrets, plus medevac/Vikings. Hope that the Protoss flies into a clump of your mines by mistake and loses half his voids in a second. Fair point. You can hope that the Protoss just move commands into your mines. That is maybe a viable strategy. AI Ryu Apex says, I heard Cyclones and Marines are good. Poke the voids with Cyclones, cover them with Marines. So we have 2 options here. Let's figure them out. Here we are in the unit tester. Let's see what happens. Here we have Cyclones and Marines. Use the Cyclones to poke forward. Use the Marines to cover. Thank you, kind forum poster. You managed to solve the issue of the Void Ray. But let's see if there's any alternative ways at which you can do this. Equal supply of Vikings against equal supply of Void Rays. Let's go. Seems that like with a little bit of micro, Vikings perhaps aren't even that bad against Void Rays. Equal supply. About equal cost in gas, slightly more in minerals. Nice. It seems that the Viking could not do anything to Void Ray. How to deal with it? Well, it just seems like he is wrong. Mass Vikings in even supply is fine. Mass Marines seems okay. You can probably use widowmines. I believe that any Terran unit that shoots up will be able to deal with the Void Ray. The Void Ray seems kind of weak against Terran, to be honest. Cheers, Kevin. Alright, that's going to be it for today's episode of Progamer Visits the Battle.net forums. If you did enjoy this and you want me to visit the Battle.net forums more often, be sure to leave that down in the comments below. Give a thumbs up on the video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.